In the heart of a lush green farm in ancient Israel, a younger son, restless and eager for adventure, approaches his father. With a mixture of determination and guilt, he asks for his inheritance early, an unusual and bold request. The father, though pained by the implications, consents, dividing his estate between his two sons, watching as the younger one prepares to leave. Morning light breaks as the younger son packs his belongings into a cart, his eyes gleaming with the promise of freedom. He leaves the farm behind, waving goodbye to his father and brother, who stand with mixed emotions. His journey begins, full of hope and the naivety of youth. Arriving in a distant, vibrant city, the younger son dives into a life of luxury. His days are filled with lavish parties, new friends, and the finest clothes. Gold coins flow freely from his hands, buying him temporary joy but no real companionship. The scene is painted with colors of extravagance but shadowed by the looming depletion of his wealth. Time passes, and the city's opulence fades as a harsh famine strikes. The younger son's funds dry up, and his so-called friends vanish. He's forced to take a job feeding pigs, a task considered degrading for a Jew. The camera lingers on his desperation, the contrast stark between his past and current life. His clothes now tattered, his face gaunt with hunger. Sitting among the pigs, the younger son hits rock bottom. He reflects on his life, realizing even his father's servants live better than he does now. With a heavy heart, he decides to return home, not as a son, but as a servant, prepared to confess his mistakes and seek forgiveness. The road home is long and humbling. The younger son, now thin and ragged, walks with a mix of shame and hope. In the distance, his father, who has been watching for him daily, spots his silhouette. Overjoyed, the father runs to meet him, embracing him before he can even utter his rehearsed apology. The father, tears streaming down his face, calls for the best robe, a ring and sandals for his son, signifying his full acceptance back into the family. A calf is slaughtered, and preparations for a grand celebration begin. The father's joy is palpable, his love unconditional, focused solely on reunion, not past transgressions. The house is alive with music, laughter, and dancing. Neighbors, friends, and servants join in the feast, celebrating the return of the lost son. The atmosphere is joyful, a stark contrast to the son's previous desolation. Outside the celebration, the older brother returns from work, hearing the festivity but unaware of its cause. Upon learning of his brother's return and the feast in his honor, he's consumed by anger and jealousy. He confronts his father, feeling unappreciated for his years of loyalty. The father, however, explains the celebration isn't about fairness, but about the joy of recovery from loss, urging his older son to join in, emphasizing that his place and inheritance are secure. Though initially reluctant, the older brother, moved by his father's words, steps into the light of the celebration. The camera pulls back, showing the family reunited, the younger son embraced by his brother, symbolizing forgiveness, love, and the possibility of reconciliation. The narrative ends with a sense of peace, the true wealth of the family not in possessions, but in their restored relationships.